everyone, my name is Taylor and this is the Shea Rae Knitting Podcast. I'm coming to you from Cairns, which is in North Queensland, Australia, and this is a knitting and crochet podcast. So I haven't been with you for quite some time and a lot has happened in that time, and I do have some knitting to show, not as much as I would like to have in such a long period of being away, but I'll show you what I've been working on and then I can tell you a bit about what's been happening in my life since I've last done a podcast. So I will show you first my finished object, which is the Akemi shawl by Isabel Kramer. So it's this beautiful shawl. As soon as she had released this pattern on Instagram, I knew I wanted to make this, and I found the perfect yarn for it. I used, this is Silver Lining Luminaire, and it's a fingering weight yarn, and the color is called Old Rose, and it's just a beautiful 100% New Zealand wool. And it's just like I apologize for the lighting. I'm filming this really late in the day and it's been raining all day, so it's really dark outside, but it's like a sort of dusty grey pink, I guess. And I haven't had a chance to take any photos of this finished yet because it's just been really crappy weather. But it's just this beautiful huge shawl. And it's got stockinette sections with some garter ridges and this really easy lace section. And I've been wanting a shawl like this for a really long time. It's just a really beautiful big shawl that you can wrap around yourself. I'll try and show you if I can. So yeah, I'm really excited about this and I know I'm going to get a lot of use out of it. I actually had to order another skein of yarn than I initially thought for the project. So it calls for 820 meters, and I think I ordered 4 skeins of this initially and ended up ordering a 5th one. I think that was what happened, but it's on my project page as well. So this yarn, beautiful. It's 100% wool. You know, it was just beautiful to work with. The stitch definition's beautiful. It's got a beautiful drape to it. What else can I say? It's not at all scratchy. It just has that, it's not soft, but it really is not scratchy. It just has a really just lovely feel to it, and it blocked out beautiful. I just really want to get some photos of it onto my Instagram so you can really see what it looks like. And because I had to order another skein of this, and it does come from New Zealand, I did purchase some more of this yarn in some other colors, so I'll show you that when I do my acquisitions. That's it for finished. Yeah, that's it for finished objects. I haven't finished anything else. I'll show you what I've been working on like this past week or two. I started my first ever colourwork project, which is the Cipolla by Caitlin Hunter, and I'm doing the short sleeve version. And I'm just using some yarn out of my stash, some yarn that I had hand dyed, and then a skein of Knit Picks yarn. So it's a fingering weight sweater. So I'll show you what I've done. I've finished my sleeves. absolutely love these colors. They're just totally my colors. I love pink and grey. So as this was my first colourwork project, you're probably thinking, what is up with this yoke? And you can see how 3D it is up the top here. And I didn't realise that when you make your floats, you kind of stretch your stitches out, so you know what I mean? So there's more give and they'll lay flatter. So my friend told me that, and you can see after I'd done this section, I figured that out. And this colourwork down here is a lot flatter and sitting how it's supposed to. But you know, I didn't watch any videos or anything before I started. I just cast this on and just did it as it was written. So, you know, it's a good lesson to learn. I just hope that it looks okay and it fits. My guess is that this won't block out completely, but it might look a bit 3D, I guess, when it's all blocked out. I just hope it's not too like tight or restrictive or doesn't fit me. So yeah, I mean, I could block it now, but I'm not going to. But I'm really happy with this, and I'm really proud of myself that I did it, and basically it's stopped all my colourwork fears. I'm not scared of colourwork anymore, and I'm ready to tackle more colourwork. So yeah, I think that should fit me nicely. It has short rows at the back, so you can see the back is longer than the front. So the yarn that I used, I just had one 50-gram skein of the grey, which is Knit Pick Stroll fingering, and this is Dove Heather. So you get 50 grams, 231 yards, and I'll show you what I had left. That's all I had left from the 50 grams. I think there's about 3 or 4 grams left there. And I really like the Knit Pick Stroll. It's gonna feel really nice around the neck because it's very soft and it's not at all scratchy. So yeah, I'm really happy with this. And so I just finished my second sleeve today. So there's just like the tiniest little bit of colourwork on the sleeve just there. It's kind of pointless even. And I did an Icelandic bind off, which I did on, I didn't even tell you that, I did it on this shawl. So my friend Louise, I asked her what sort of bind offs I should use, and she suggested that a good stretchy bind off is the Icelandic bind off. And you can see that I finished the shawl, it finishes in like these garter rows. So the bind off's actually right there, and it just blends in perfectly with the garter, and it's really stretchy, but it still has a nice shape. It doesn't look all, doesn't really flare out, and it was perfect for that. And I thought, you know, I've had issues before when I knit a short sleeve jumper and the cuffs were really tight. So I did it again on here. I just did it, I didn't even do it in pattern, I just did it as you normally would. I followed the tutorial from Very Pink Knits, and I recommend that. It's a really easy binder, and it's got a lot of stretch to it. And yeah, it doesn't really flare out. So that's what I did for that. And now I've just got to knit 12 inches and then do my ribbing and bind off. So these are the two skeins that I dyed. You can kind of tell this one's a bit lighter and this one's a bit darker. This was obviously the one I did for my colourwork because I liked the skein more. I liked that it had more little flecks of the hot pink, and so I just saved this one for the body. But what I'm actually doing is I'm going to have a go at alternating skeins, and if I have any issues with it, like getting any jogs or anything like that, when I'm changing over the yarns, I will just knit with one till it runs out and then knit with the other. I don't really care too much about making that perfect. So yeah, that's my first ever colourwork project. I'm sorry if I'm a bit rushed. I'm going out soon, so I just thought while I have makeup on and I look halfway decent, I might like record a podcast because it's been so long and I just keep putting it off. I'm drinking some water out of this Irish woolly jumpers mug that my friend Louise gave to me, and I just love it. It's so cute. And alrighty, so another thing that I've been working on is this sock. Really have not done much sock knitting at all for a very long time, but I cast on the Tin Can Knits Rye sock, which is the Rye Light. And really it's just like a garter stitch panel down the front of the sock, and it's just a very basic like beginner sock pattern. And I've turned the heel on it. I think this will look quite nice when it's all blocked out. It looks a bit funky now because the garter rows are pulling it all in, so it looks a bit, you know, uneven. But I'm kind of liking the way this yarn is pooling, kind of striping around the sock. The yarn that I'm using, I can't remember the name of it. It's on my projects page, but it's a Knit Picks Hawthorn fingering. And the skein was dyed mostly grey, and then one section was pink, so that's why you're getting this sort of random kind of stripes happening. So yeah, just knitting on that slowly. I started this on the 9-inch circulars, even though I haven't done 9-inch circulars in a while, because I wanted to be able to take this on the plane, and I'm always really paranoid with magic loop that those needles are so long and I don't want them to be taken off me, but surely, you know, no one can complain about something like that. It's like a pen tip. So yeah, I worked on that. I went on a trip recently, so that's didn't get a lot of knitting done, but that's mainly what I worked on. I started a crochet project too at the end of last year, and I had the yarn for this for quite a long time. And what is it called? It's called The Striped Sweater by Anna D. And it's just a really simple crochet top. It's crocheted in 2 pieces, seamed together I think, and then you have little sleeves. And I'm using the, I think it's called Sheepy's, that's how I would pronounce it, Sheepy's Linen Soft. And does it say what the color is? Maybe the color is Peacock, I'm not sure if that's the color name or not. So yeah, I've got some skeins of those, and I'll show you what I've done so far. Very boring, that's all I have. So it's just double crochets, and then it's like a little cross kind of section down here. I don't even know what it's called. But it's just really easy, simple. I need to get back to it. I haven't worked on that in quite some time. The crochet hook that I'm using is a 4mm crochet hook. These are the Knit Pro crochet hooks, and I really like these. They're really inexpensive, but they're a really nice crochet hook, and I bought these in sizes that I don't normally use all the time, so I didn't want to spend a lot of money on like the tulip hook if I'm not going to use it all the time. So that's that. I have a few fails to talk about. I don't think I've really had this many failed projects before to talk about, so I've never really shown them before, but I'll show you those right now. So I forgot that I did finish another project. I crocheted my cat another blanket, and I used this Lincraft baby blanket yarn. This is what I had left. They come in these two giant, like football shaped skeins, and that's what I had left. I used one, and then this is what's left of the second one. And I just followed this Bernat Pipsqueak star blanket pattern, which you can get on Ravelry. It's just a really easy free pattern, and it's just a star blanket, and I'll put a photo of it in here of what it looks like. He just absolutely loves it. It's really soft, and you know, cats like to knead blankets and things like that. And I used an 8mm hook, and again, this is one of those Knit Pro hooks. So that's the other little I finished that really quickly. I think it took maybe like a full day, like an afternoon and then another afternoon to finish it. So the fails. One was the sock. So the reason I didn't continue on with this sock is it's this opal yarn. I don't even know what color it is, it's all in German. So the reason I didn't finish this sock was the yarn, honestly. It's got like this stellina in it, and it was just awful to knit with. It just feels so, it feels like tinsel actually, that's what it feels like. And it's just awful on your hands, and it kind of rubs, and it's kind of like knitting with tinsel sandpaper, and I love the colors, but I just absolutely hated that. So I just thought, I'm not going to continue with this. Like, life is too short to be knitting on things that you don't like, and the yarn is terrible. So I just cut that one out, and yeah, that one's a failure. The next thing was, I had this yarn, this sheepy's yarn. I will put the name on the screen, I can't remember what it's called. And I just really love the colors of it, and when I first got it I was like, oh, this feels really quite nice, and it's spun very loosely, and it was just awful to knit with. And I decided, like, I had bought maybe 2 skeins of it, and so I found a pattern that I wanted to make with it, and I will make this pattern, but I'm gonna obviously choose better yarn. And it's this Jetstream shawl by Heidi Kiermaier. That's how you say her name, yeah. And it's a really beautiful shawl. But this is how it was knitting up. And I don't know why I did so much of it. You know, it doesn't look that bad on camera, but the colors are just not me, and it just doesn't feel that nice. It just kind of pills easily, and again, I was just like, no, I'm not feeling this, and I'm not going to waste any more time. And I'm kind of annoyed at myself that I knit this much of it, because I felt like this was just a waste of time. So that's my other fail. And I have one more fail. This one I think was the most disappointing, because I had liked this pattern for a really long time, but I'm not even going to attempt this pattern. It just wasn't for me. Do I even have a good photo of it? Not really. I'm trying not to show that. It's the Archer by Elizabeth Doherty, and you really can't even see what it looks like on this photo, but if you look up that pattern, you'll know what it looks like. And I decided I'm going to use some stash yarn, and I'm going to do the striped version, and the color choice was just disgusting. I don't know why I thought this would be good. The skeins laying next to each other, I didn't mind. I thought they were okay, but no, what the hell? It's terrible. Like, that is disgusting, that purple and like yellowy orange. I don't know, I just really don't like that. And so you start off with the back, and you have to do this braid, and I follow the instructions, but I think the instructions might have been a little bit wrong because I followed them exactly, and that's how my braid turned out. And then when I did the braid on the front, I changed the instruction to what I think they meant, and that's how my braid turned out. It turned out right. But yeah, I don't know, I just don't really even like that. It was good practice for me doing short rows. Like, I'm pretty comfortable with short rows now. But yeah, that was a pretty disappointing fail. I could probably try this on actually, because I got sleeves. And I think, yeah, no. I think, like my friend Louise was saying, this is not going to be very flattering on some people who have bigger boobs, I guess, you know, that line there. Yeah, I don't know, that's just kind of weird as well. So, yeah, that was a total fail. But, you know, I tried it and didn't like it, and I won't be making it again. So yeah, that's the Archer by Elizabeth Doherty. Okay, I have acquisitions now to show you. The other week I was watching an 80s movie. The other week I was watching an 80s movie on Netflix, and it was one that I'd never seen before, and I love 80s movies, so I thought, like, I've kind of seen them all, you know, especially like the 80s teen movies. And this one was called Just One of the Boys, and it was similar to, if you've seen Amanda Bynes' Just the Man. Is it Just the Man? Yeah, I think that's what it's called. And the best friend of the main character, because it's, you know, obviously in the 80s, she's wearing these jumpers, and they've got these awesome like color block patterns going on, and it's more of like a voluminous style with like oversized jumper, and I was like, I love that, like I could make something like that. So I was really inspired, and I went on to eBay, and I found this really great seller in Australia that has a bunch of old knitting like pattern books, and they're dirt cheap, like $2 to $3 each. And so I got a couple. This was one of them, and I absolutely love this jumper. I'm very much planning on making that one day. And there's probably a lot of you watching this thinking, oh my god, that's disgusting, but I love it. I just love the shape of it, and I do like the stripes as well. I think that was the main one that I was going to knit out of this pattern book, but I actually didn't mind that one either. It's got like a really cool cable going down the front as well. And I thought it would be quite interesting to challenge myself to make a pattern out of like a publication that is so old, because, you know, I've only ever knit with patterns that are brand new off Ravelry and are test knitted and all of that. So this could be really fun to do, or like really annoying because it's going to be a lot harder. This is the other one that I got. That's the one on the back. And it just makes me happy to look at this kind of stuff. I just think it's really fun. So out of this book, I really don't mind that. Maybe that has a bit of mohair or something. Knit with it, it's a bit fuzzy. Yeah, I think those ones were the main ones that I liked. Oh, it's all fun, I love it. So yeah, those are those books that I got. But like I said before, that when I purchased some more of the Luminaire yarn, I bought some more colours. So I bought these colours as well. So I bought 4 skeins of this. This is called Clifton Stone. And yeah, it's just a really perfect stone colour. And this one is called Korakipo Rose. The lighting is just awful, you really can't see how beautiful they are. But that's that. And so I purchased these from Skeins, so Skeins with a Z.com, and they're a yarn company in New Zealand, and they actually send it to you in this vacuum seal bag. So it's all the air's sucked out, and it's very bizarre when you get it. It's like, oh my god, but it doesn't affect the yarn. Like, it looks absolutely perfect, and it just saves them on shipping. And it smells really good. It smells very sheepy. The final acquisition that I have is a big one. This was very expensive. This was my birthday yarn. So for my birthday, which was in November, I went to Sydney and I stayed there for a week. And while I was down there, I knew I had to go to Skein Sisters. And I wasn't disappointed. It is such a beautiful store. I was the only customer there. I did go with my partner Bryce, so he just hung out on the couch. But if I did have a knitting friend to go with, I probably would have stayed there for a few hours and just sat and knit, because it was just such a beautiful store. And yeah, it wasn't too difficult to get to either. I took the train, and I bought 3 skeins of this Brooklyn tweed veil. I hope you can get the color of this. It is called Cobbler, I think. Yeah, it's called Cobbler, and this is a lace weight yarn, and the color is just absolutely beautiful. And what I have planned to make with this is the Adelaide Jumper by Isabel Kramer, and it's got like a lace yoke design, and it's just a beautiful long sleeve. Did I get enough yarn for long sleeves? I don't know now, I can't remember. I had it all planned when I bought the yarn, so I think this is enough for long sleeves. I'm not sure. I'd have to check again now. It's been so long. But yeah, that was beautiful. And it's the first time I've ever had any Brooklyn tweed, and it's just absolutely gorgeous. And my final purchase of that day was this beautiful Ren and Ollie yarn. Ren and Ollie is definitely one of my favorite Australian hand dyers. The base that she has is just beautiful. It's so soft. She's so talented at dyeing. Like, this is such like a unique pink color, and again, you can't really see it that well. Maybe that's pretty accurate. what's this called? It's called Antique Rose, and it's 85 superwash merino, 15% nylon, so it's just so beautiful and soft. For this one, I did have another pattern in mind and I've forgotten what that is, so I'll just put the name down below, but it's again another beautiful pullover jumper, and it has like a split on the side as well. So yeah, I went there with the idea that I would only buy sweaters quantities of yarn. I wouldn't go there and buy random skeins of yarn that just sit here for so long and don't have a purpose. So that was super expensive, but it's totally worth it, and it was my birthday, and I did get one more thing that day and I'll just grab it. The other thing that I got was these Coco Knits stitch markers. So I've always seen these on podcasts and I didn't think how, why would they be special? But they're really nice quality stitch markers. So this is the largest size. They have 2 sizes, and I kind of wish I bought the small ones as well, but they were expensive and I'd spent a lot that day, so I just kind of said, that's enough. But yeah, that's my those are my acquisitions. That was my birthday yarn, and that's kind of it for knitting and purchases and everything like that. So hopefully by the next podcast I will have my Sipula done and blocked and maybe started something new. But I wanted to talk a bit about what's been going on in my life. So last I spoke with you, I finished my exams for university. So I graduated in December and I had my graduation ceremony, and that was awesome, and I got to wear the mortarboard cap and the gown and all of that. So that was really great, and I got offered a position that wasn't really what I wanted, and I was supposed to be starting in May, and then I was out playing golf one day and I got a phone call from another job I had applied to, which is local, where I'd rather be, and they asked me if I was interested in a job, and I was like, yes, that's awesome that I don't have to drive as far as the other job wanted me to drive every day. So that's perfect, and I start in February, so that's in like a week and like a day or two. So I start in February, first week of February, and I am so scared, very scared. I'm terrified of starting. I just want to get it done and over with. I think it's just like the unknown, like, yes, I know what I'm going to be doing, but I kind of don't know what I'm going to be doing, and I'm going to be in a ward that I've never worked on before, so that's going to be different, and it's just like being scared of, have I forgotten everything? Is the knowledge still up there? Is it going to come to me like when I need it? So next week I'm going to be doing a lot of revision. This week was just like filling out all the paperwork. There was just tons and tons of paperwork, and I had to like scan that off and send it to them, and next week's revision and knitting. That's all I'm doing. So yeah, and after my graduation we had Christmas here, and then we went on a cruise, and it was the first time I ever went on a cruise. There were things about it that I liked, and there were things about it that I didn't like. I would do a cruise again, but I would definitely do a smaller ship. This ship was just huge. There was too many people, and where we went to was, we flew to Singapore, and we got on our ship in Singapore, and we went to Malaysia. In Malaysia we went to a place called Langkawi. We went to Kuala Lumpur. Then we went to Phuket in Thailand, and Then we went back to Singapore. We had another night in Singapore and we came home. So because I thought I was going to be starting my job in May, I thought this cruise will be great, you know, and then we'll go on like a nice winter type holiday. We'll go to the cold because we live in a really hot climate and we went on holiday in a really hot climate. And for me, I just need to escape to somewhere cold at least once a year, just because I love it so much. And so now I'm not going to be able to do that, so that kind of was a bit of a bummer as well, but we really did enjoy it. And yeah, we got to spend a bit of time in Singapore, which I hadn't done before. I'd only been to the airport, and it's an awesome city. It's just awesome. I love it. And yeah, I'm like out of breath, trying to like get everything out quickly. I hope this was totally rushed. I should say, I hope it's not rushed, but it's totally rushed. But I just needed to like kind of show you what I've been doing, what I've been up to. And I really want to get on some kind of schedule for this year and podcast more frequently. So hopefully now that I'm not studying and I'll just be working, and I'll have a good idea of, you know, what my week is going to look like, and I can come to you guys more often and show you what I'm doing. And thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.